In this video, I'm going to walk you through the steps to convert from a single carrier UPS integration to a Ship Connect integration with multi-carriers. So here I've got a demo file up that has an existing integration with the UPS file. If we look at our scripts, we've got 3 scripts in here. The first is create a related record in the UPS file, one is to get rates, and then one is to ship. So all of that works great with just UPS, and we're going to basically duplicate this then for Ship Connect. So if I go in to look at my database files, here is the folder. So here's the invoices file that we're looking at. Here's the existing UPS files, and then we've added the Ship Manager files, which are for Ship Connect as well as FedEx and NRGship, so that we could add those other carriers. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go into our data sources and we're going to add new. And we'll add Ship Manager and Ship Manager data. And then we're going to go in and modify our database. So when we look at the invoices file here, we can see that our existing integration with UPS is here off of our invoices, and it was based on the invoice ID to the user ID. So we're going to go in and we're now going to select our Ship Manager data file and add Ship Manager and add Ship Manager rates and also Ship Manager packages. So these here, we're going to add the relationship from Ship Manager to rates, and then Ship Manager to the packages. And for this one here, we're going to turn our create related records on. And then we're going to go up to our invoice ID, and we're going to do this one based on the invoice number and then to our FK user ID there, and we're going to allow create relation of related records with that. So that's the start. So we've got our existing scripts here for UPS, and I'm just going to make a folder. And we'll throw those in there, and let's make a new folder, and we'll call it for Ship Connect. And then these 2 button scripts, we'll just move into that one, because those will be common then for Ship Connect, and we'll remap them. So we've got our existing script here that creates the related record for UPS. I'm going to duplicate that script. We're going to throw it up in there. And we're going to rename it and save it. And now all we really have to do is remap our fields. So this script here was setting values in the ship file of UPS. We're now going to change that over to the Ship Manager table, and all of our fields in there are ship from, shipper, and ship to. So we're just going to find our ship to name, attention. Oh, that was actually address wrong. And we just have to be careful, right, that these are all set to Ship Manager instead of that. So we're going to for selection manager. Of course, if we had phone numbers and emails, we'd have those shown on the right-hand side, but this demo file didn't even have those fields. And then the other thing we'll do is set in here, the reference fields can be set at the package level or at the shipment level. So we're going to go in here and set ref invoice number to be our invoice number. And we're going to get rid of that down there. And then we're going to set our package here. And then the difference between the single carrier and Ship Connect is we have new fields for carrier and service. Now, in the sample here, we weren't setting the service at all in our script, so we don't have to really worry about that. But we'll keep it with this here, which sets a minimum of the invoice number and then the package weight. And then we're going to go back to our scripts here for get rates and ship, and instead of calling the create related record here in UPS, we're now going to call our new one and then when we look at this, we're going to change it from calling the get rates in the UPS file to external get rates in here, and then we also have to update our parameter because the new parameter is going to be the PK value here. And then we're going to go into the ship script and make basically the same change here. So we're going to change it to call our ship script. And we're going to pass that PK value. So we've got our script now to get the rates. So I'm going to go in here. I've got 2 pounds in here, and I'm going to hit get rates. And that's going to open the NRG window. And shows our rates. So here we can see we've now got FedEx rates, UPS rates, and even postal rates in there. So we could go in, we could select our carrier and our service and hit ship from the NRG interface, and we would get our label and tracking number. So let's close this back up and let's go back over here and adjust our ship button. So our ship button is calling the create related record again, it's calling ship, and then we've got to adjust these 2 script steps here. Instead of setting from UPS ship response, we're going to pull that from our ship manager file. And we're going to change it to that field for the tracking number. And then our cost is going to be that negotiated rate there. Let's make one other change too in our create related script. We're going to have it actually set the carrier and the service. And here normally what I would do is if we had a value in service like UPS ground, I'm going to change that to just FedEx ground. And then we'll set the carrier with something like a case statement. And then we could do that for the other options too. And then maybe if we had a bad value that didn't match one of those, we would just set it to that so that it has that there. So now we've got the script set to set our carrier and the service. And if we go back to our button ship and we actually run the ship, we should get our FedEx ground tracking number and cost. And there we go. We've got our tracking number and cost. And if we would void it and reship it as UPS ground, we'd get our UPS tracking number instead. So you can see there it's super easy to move from a single carrier solution over to multi-carrier with ShipConnect.